Welcome, let's get to business now. The Interior Minister Ambrose Derry is in Bimala to assess the security situation of that area. A chieftaincy conflict last week claimed the lives of 11 people, several of them women. In the northern regional town, Idrisu Adam is a journalist with Matambo Radio in Bimala. He joins me now on the telephone with some details. Hello, thank you very much for your time here on the Pulse. We understand the Interior Minister has arrived with the IGP, of course. What has been the first engagement upon arrival in Bimala?
Okay, you can see the Interior Minister has just arrived with the Defense Minister and also the Gender Minister.
Okay. With
the IGP, they've all just arrived. So they just had a closed doors meeting with the District Coordinating Director and the Director. So that is what has just happened. So right now we are at the Regent Palace in Bimala. That they are still waiting for the arrival of the regent to come out from his palace so that they will have a great meeting. So that's what's
happening right now. Would you be able to say how the people of Bimala have received the team of fact-finding, or the people who are supposed to be on a fact-finding mission there?
Yeah, they've received him calmly. Today is even Bimala Market Day, so business is going on as usual. They are all going on about their normal duties. I think today is better than the previous days that we've been witnessing people fleeing around out of the town. Today has been a better day, so everybody is going about his normal duties. They've just received them calm in the town.
And ahead of their arrival, you say today is better than it has been in the past. We know that after the clashes, that a lot of people fled. Is it that they have returned, or is it that people feel free now to go out and do about their business?
I think the has been relaxed more. I wouldn't say people are not still feeling, but it has been relaxed more as compared to the previous days.
If you say it has been relaxed, you mean that a lot of people have come out to do their normal business?
Yes, people are now out doing their normal business. Shops that were closed are now open. Offices have begun to be open, and everybody is going on with their normal duties.
Before I let you go, I'd like for you to address this issue for me. Yesterday we spoke about the impact of this clash on the people of Bimala. We spoke about how it has affected school-going children, how it has affected the hospitals, etc. How are these institutions operating? Are they back to normal, or is it, say, 50-50?
The institutions are not back to normal yet. They are not back to normal yet. But we are expecting that maybe tomorrow, things will get better. Schools, maybe by Monday, schools will resume and things will get better. But as for today, it's not normal yet.
Okay, we'll say a very big thank you to you, Idrisu. We may have to come back to you, by the way, once activities or once the mission of the team there, led by the Interior Minister, is underway, so we will know exactly what they've found. Perhaps. Thank you very much, Idrisu. Idrisu is a member, is a local journalist with Matambo Radio in Bimala, telling us that the Interior Minister indeed has arrived, and the members of that entourage includes the Gender Minister, it includes the IGP, and it includes the Defense Minister, Dominic Nitiwu, who happens to be a member of Parliament for that area. We'll be keeping our ears on the ground to keep you informed on anything that happens there. Well, away from Bimala, let's return to Accra, where Foreign Affairs Minister Shelley Ayako-Boche has dismissed as untrue reports that she has okayed the deportation of Ghanaians abroad without documentation. Well, according to her, the claims circulated on social media are a misrepresentation of the facts she put out during her vetting. She also says that the social media post, which attracted abusive words from users, was like a calculated attempt to destroy her image. In an interview with Raymond Aqua, she explained that government is rather putting together a policy to attract Ghanaians living abroad to return home and contribute to the development of the nation. Here's that interview.
I never ever said that undocumented Ghanaians should be brought back, whether they are in America or Germany. Nothing. When you read the transcript or listen to the audio, nothing of the sort was said. It was just a reaction from questions that had been asked. And I said that this is not a bad place. So please come back, rather than you go and be killed in countries where you're being maltreated, treated in all kinds of ways, unacceptable ways. Come back and let's build the country. That was all I said. The ministry can never, ever, we can never try to reach some agreement with any country to bring back undocumented nationals. Let me also say that our nationals outside the country, their remittances help build this country. And therefore, there is no way that we are going to say over 2 billion to 3 billion annually. That is what we derive from remittances. So why would we do any such thing? In any case, we don't even know who they are and where they are. All I was saying, because of the backdrop of the policy that we are developing, and also the fact that His Excellency the President has put somebody in his office at the presidency who will be dealing with people in the diaspora to encourage them to come and invest in this country. That was the reason and the backdrop to which I made this statement. And I'm amazed that this has been misconstrued, misinterpreted, and all kinds of things are happening as a result of my appearance at the vetting committee.
Do you know who is behind this?
I wonder. I really would like to know who is behind this. It's just amazing because, funny enough, when they put it on social media, they put a clip of a footage of the vetting, and then the insults follow. The audio, which is full of insults and curses, follow. And it has no bearing on, it's as if the people don't even listen to the short clip. And then it's like a calculated attempt to malign me and to destroy my image.
Let me seek clarity on this matter. So first and foremost, I mean, there are some who are being maltreated, especially in the Gulf regions.
Yes.
And these are people that ordinarily the duty of a state is to protect its own people.
That is correct.
So why are you not interested in these people being deported back into the country?
We are not. You see, these are people who are of age, who willingly accepted. But the point that we are making is the fact that these employment agencies are not licensed.
Okay.
They are illegal. They are operating illegally. And they come and promise our nationals the world. We're going to do this. We're taking you. We're going to do this. Only for them to get there to find out that this is not the case. So you can only appeal to them because most of them, they leave the shores of Ghana. It is only when they have a problem that you get to hear that this person has been killed, this person has been maimed, this has happened to him or her. You will never hear what is happening until there's a problem. Then they rely on our consular services to remedy the situation for them. So it becomes even difficult for you to do anything about it in terms of stopping their going, unless, and I said it at the hearing, that I think that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Employment, and the Ministry of Interior should come together and to look at these situations. Especially the Ministry of Employment should crack down on these illegal employment agencies and ensure that they are licensed one way or the other and have a criteria for engagement of these people who are Ghanaians who are of age.
Foreign Affairs Minister, Madam Shirley Ayoko-Botchwey there. Well, she's also advising Ghanaians who migrate to other countries to register with Ghana's High Commission so they can receive help when they need it most.
We tell Ghanaians every time that as soon as you leave the shores of Ghana and you get to a foreign land, please go to the embassy, go to the High Commission. Let us know that you are there, so that if there is any problem, we can extend help to you. But most of them go and then they disappear. We don't get to hear anything or see them or any such thing unless there's a problem. So I would use your medium to appeal to them that wherever you go, please It's not about registering. If you register, nothing will happen. It's just that we know what is happening, where you are, and that you are safe.
But would it not be difficult for the illegal migrant who believes that I'm undocumented? Indeed, the very cases you are talking about, the people who take them there sometimes take their passports.
Yes.
They actually keep them in places that they keep them away from the people. Yes. Would it not be state-level engagement between those two states that can fix this problem, rather than the individuals being brought in?
I think there should be some engagement with the states. But then let's also not forget that sometimes the states are not even aware of the activities of these illegal employment agencies. So, you see, there's some disconnect. And I think that we need to look at how best to protect our nationals. And it's one of the things that I would want to do, to look at how best. But it is not about bringing them back. It is about ensuring that wherever they are, their interest is protected, that nobody maltreats or mistreats or does anything to them that will harm their person or whatever, to ensure that they are safe wherever they are. That is all. That is the mandate. One of the mandates of this ministry.
I get it, but it's also common international law that states can admit and deport people they feel who are not their nationals, who they feel are not playing any role in their country, and who they feel are not properly documented. We can't stop that, can we?
No, we can't stop that. We cannot stop that. It becomes difficult for us to interfere in the affairs of a state. Mm-hmm. And you know, the interesting thing, let me say this, there are times when a Ghanaian is arrested for being in a country illegally. The consular officers go to that person, to the aid of the person, and then he or she will say, I'm not a Ghanaian. It happens all the time. I'm not a Ghanaian, so don't extend. Obviously, because the person feels that if he or she admits that he or she is a Ghanaian, a travel document will be issued and all of that. So it's one of the things that happens. But we cannot interfere. But we need to engage countries.
Okay, I get the point. So far, are we doing the engagement with the countries?
We need to engage countries to make sure that they don't treat our nationals badly. When people are deported,
in the ministry that says that we've been doing that.
Yes, we've been doing that. We've been extending such consular services and engaging the host country. When you arrest a Ghanaian and you're bringing him back, don't put him in chains. He's not a criminal.
Like what happened last year.
Yes. He's not a criminal.
But we couldn't boldly say to the United States of America that this act was wrong.
I'm told that the ministry complained. The ministry was very concerned about it. But then they'll tell you that's their law. But we will continue to engage. And I just took over a week ago, and it's one of the things that I'm going to be talking about, how our nationals are treated. I will engage the diplomatic community to ensure that we are treated well.
Okay, so that is the Foreign Affairs Minister, Shelley Ayoko-Botchwey. So we put this matter on social media since it went viral on social media in the first place, by the way, and we're asking what you think about this back and forth. Well, here are some comments that we've got coming through on our Facebook page, and if we could just scroll up a bit, we'll see exactly what question we put on social media. So there's a picture of Madam Shelley Ayoko-Botchwey, and then we ask, or we say that she says that she never sanctioned the deportation of Ghanaians living abroad without proper documentation. Rather, she says the government intends to roll out a policy that should encourage those living abroad to begin to invest in the country and support in nation building. What do they think? Is this a necessary policy? This is what people have to say. I'm starting with you. Emmanuel Abansego says, I think she should concentrate on ensuring that Ghana embassies abroad run professionally, and also we should have a standard visa issuing policy. For instance, visitor visa processing takes 2 weeks and 3 days for express. This is totally stupid, you say? Well, For a country that wants to increase tourism inflow, such visas should not take more than 24 hours to get processed. That is your view, Mr. Aban. African Kwame Mausi Dogbe says we must believe in what is made here, encourage the local manufacturers to do it well. Government must patronize it, and then we can build a better Ghana that our forefathers planned on. Okay. Francis says let's not use her as a scapegoat for the fallout from Donald Trump's executive order on immigration. George K. also says, hey, young lady, you have started lying already. Seriously? Okay, that's George's comment. Maxwell Turner says, good though. He laughs and says, good though. Good policy. Ima says, good policy. Emmanuel Scarcity again says, good policy. Perfect. Some things that she's lying. Mabel says, sure. So actually, it appears that a lot more people believe that it's a good thing. And Mabel Mensa says, sure. Na Ajay says, true. So you mean that this is a good policy, that let's attract the people back home so they can help in nation building. Jean Pierre says, Abrochi for Josh minister. So basically she's trying to say that the minister has attracted the wrath of people or Ghanaians living abroad. So those are some of the comments on Facebook about whether or not the minister meant to encourage deportation of Ghanaians without proper documentation who are living abroad, or whether or not she was just saying that we're going to attract them back home to engage us in nation building. Away from that foreign affairs issue, remember the conversation we had about sanctioned switch system, that company which beat two others to win a contract awarded by the Bank of Ghana to build an infrastructure that makes mobile money transfer across network easier? Well, that contract cost 4.6 billion, like we said yesterday, even though one company was prepared to take a little over 14 million and another a little over 5 million. The Bank of Ghana says it did due diligence, but it has not been forthcoming with any further information. When a number that I have cross-checked to belong to the manager of certain switch system was called, the response was that they were into pharmaceutical products. So as we try to find who exactly owns this company or who are exactly behind this company, why don't we attempt to understand how such an interoperability infrastructure actually works and whether or not it's necessary for Ghana at this time. Kofi Owusu-Nhyira is the CEO of Insano Limited. They deal in mobile financial services. Good afternoon, sir. Many thanks for your time here on The Pulse.
Good afternoon, Gifty.
I trust that you're doing...
US.
Oh, good to see you. Well, so what should we know for a start? What should we know about such a platform, one which seeks to harmonize transfer activities across telecommunication platforms? What should we know about it?
So first of all, I think we need to place in perspective what the central bank sought to do, or if you like, seeks to do. You know, in every payment, in every economy, there are your typical PSUs, those if you like, payment service users. And then there will be your payment service providers on the other hand. And then if you like, for want of a better way of putting it, there will be your payment infrastructure providers, so the PIP. Now, in every economy, it's usually instructive to have all these players function together, which then constitutes what becomes a retail payment infrastructure. Now, already in the space, if you like, there are aggregators who are supposed to be helping with interoperability. And the interoperability the aggregators are working on currently usually has to do with mobile money transfers. And that is currently happening in the space. And so there isn't need for any other service provider to bring harmony into the space under any circumstance.
Well, that's what you'll say, but and we haven't heard much from those who operate this company. Actually, it's been very difficult to reach them. But the point really is that what's so bad about harmonizing all of these checkhead activities, so to speak? So if you're doing MTN to Tigo, Vodafone to Airtel, etc., how about we put it all together on one platform and make it easier for people, since mobile money, the industry is actually booming?
Well, you see, the mobile money bit, which is the interoperability I sought to explain earlier, it's already happening. There's already interoperability. And I said elsewhere that at times you will have a bilateral agreement between two mobile money players, where pretty much like what happens with roaming. So if I took my Vodafone number to another jurisdiction, you realize that I will be able to make calls very easily, immediately attached down in that jurisdiction. These are bilateral agreements that telcos usually have. There could be multilateral agreements, among multiple players within the space. And there is the type of interoperability which is engineered by service providers, third-party service providers, like what Insano does currently. And in this respect, we reach agreements with the various mobile money players in the space. We agree on fine details, including branding. We agree on pricing. We agree on commission sharing, and all those issues within the space. And so, as I speak to you, there are a plethora of solutions
available.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Insano has a service called Move, which currently has customers in their thousands patronizing. So, for mobile money interoperability, it's already happening, and so there isn't need for another.
So, if assuming we want to harmonize for real, what then do we need as a country?
Well, luckily for us, we've had the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement System, which is GIPS. If you like, deal with they've already done the lifting of the heavyweight. They've already, brought all the banks together on one platform. So today, money transfers are relatively easier when you're transferring from bank A to bank B. Hitherto, you would have to physically go to a particular bank and deposit money before transfers could hit. So GIPS has done that bit. But the mobile money players and its aggregators have also completed the other leg, which is for the mobile money interoperability. Now, you may ask what is required for us to be able to bring these two together.
Okay.
That is a conversation that stakeholders can have.
Okay, at this point, you mentioned GIPS, and one of the things that critics of this contract really have said is that GIPS is a part of the Bank of Ghana. And so if for anything at all, the Bank of Ghana thought it was necessary to do this, that they could have resourced GIPS to do this. From where you sit, we're looking at 14 million, a little about 14 million, a little about 5 million, and 4.6 billion. Does it make sense to you why the Bank of Ghana, I mean, from where you sit, why the Bank of Ghana would want to pick 4.6 out of 5 and 14 million respectively?
Well, Gipsy, I'm not sure how to answer this question with respect to where I sit, because I'm competing in the space, if you like. But
objectively, as much as possible.
Yes, I understand, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, we need to understand what the constituents of the product or the project were before we will be able to appropriately price. So, for example, in this space, you could build solutions for certain stakeholders, and based on the level of education that needs to be done, based on the terms of the deal, whether it's going to be transferred, absolutely, whether they're going to build a proprietary solution, which is going to be patented, etc., etc. These can go into the cost. But to be honest with you, 4.6 billion is a lot of money. I am not able to wrap my mind around what the consequence of this project will be like and why it should cost so much. And even for a 14 million, I still can't figure my mind around it. I'm still at a loss, because some of these players in the space, like what Insano is doing, have deployed these services for far less. I mean, for a lot of these startups,
how much are we talking about if you say far less?
Well, it's a difficult conversation, Gifty.
I see.
Fact is, if I had anything around 14 million Ghana cedis at the time we're starting, I'm not sure what we would have built, but certainly it shouldn't be expensive, and some of us have already built these systems, and so we can deploy them for free for the country. You know.
I see. Finally, before I let you go, Kofi, I'd like for you to tell us whether, I mean, I believe that you've been following this story, and I believe players within your industry have been following the story as well. We've been trying to reach the Ghana Chamber of Telcos, and they say that they're meeting with the Bank of Ghana before they can make any comment. But what are the responses? What are some of the things, the conversation, the dialogue going on among players in this industry over this story?
Well, you see, I'm not able to speak on record for any telco and what they think about this entire thing. For us, and with my interactions with the stakeholders in the space, and I'm sure, like the Business and Financial Times already cross-checked with the chamber with respect to the letter they happen to see. It looks like stakeholders are not too excited about it, because we could have had it far less than what is currently being banded around. And as a matter of fact, the implications for such a system would need to be looked at critically, because then it can really disrupt the entire industry and make services very expensive. So that's a conversation that I hear is ongoing, but I'm not able to give you on authority the position of any player in the space.
Okay, where not exciting means angry. You might want to say. Okay.
No. No.
All right, we'll say a very big thanks to you. Kofi Owusu-Nhyira is CEO of Insano, and they are into, well, this same space, interoperability. Well, we'll take a very quick break. This is The Pulse. My name is Gifty Andopia. I'll be right back. Don't go away.